Hello everyone, and welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Today's story has taken over every headline, every talk show, and every social media platform in Turkey. It's about a confession, raw, emotional, and impossible to ignore. The person at the center of it all is the talented actress Yağmur Yüksel, a name that has always sparked fascination and admiration. But this time, it isn't about her latest project or her red carpet look. It's about a sentence she said, one that stunned the entire entertainment world. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the join button below to support us. Thank you. Now let's get into this powerful story. The sentence that shocked everyone. During a quiet, heartfelt interview last week, Yağmur Yüksel uttered words that spread faster than any press release could. She said, "I asked Gulam Bactas to give me her baby." A single sentence, emotional, haunting, and deeply misunderstood, that would soon dominate headlines, ignite social media debates, and reopen old wounds. Within hours, the entertainment industry was in chaos. News channels dissected her words frame by frame. Online forums filled with speculation. Some called it a cry for help. Others labeled it manipulation. But to truly understand why this moment shook everyone so deeply, we need to revisit the painful history that connects Yağmur Yüksel, Baris Bakas, and Gulam Bactas. The past that never faded. Years ago, Yağmur and Baris were one of the most admired couples in Turkish entertainment. Their relationship, passionate yet complicated, played out under constant public scrutiny. They met on set, their chemistry undeniable, and soon, what began as a professional partnership evolved into a whirlwind romance. For months, they were inseparable. Every magazine cover, every red carpet event seemed to celebrate their love story. But behind the glamour, insiders say cracks began to appear. Arguments, long filming schedules, and the pressures of fame gradually tore them apart. When the relationship ended, the breakup was as dramatic as their love story. Fans chose sides, tabloids published theories, and both actors tried to rebuild their lives. Not long after, Baris found new love with Gulam Bactas. The relationship blossomed quietly and, in time, led to marriage and the birth of their son, the moment that changed everything. The day everything collapsed. In her recent interview, Yağmur described the moment she learned that Baris had become a father. "When I found out he was having a child, I felt like I couldn't breathe," she said softly. "It was as if my entire past had been erased in a single moment." She explained that the news reopened an emotional wound she thought had healed, the loss of a love that had defined a significant part of her life. And then came the scene that shocked the country. According to Yağmur's account, she visited the hospital where Gulam had given birth. The meeting was brief and emotional. In that moment, overcome with tears, she uttered the now infamous words, "Give me that baby." But as Yağmur later clarified, she wasn't making a literal demand, it was a symbolic expression of grief. "I wasn't asking for her child," she said. "I was asking for what I lost, for the dreams, the life, and the love I once shared with Baris." Her voice broke as she said those words, and in that moment, the world saw not a celebrity, but a woman in pain. A nation divided. The reaction was immediate and polarized. Some fans flooded her social media with messages of empathy. "You were brave to speak your truth. We all feel that pain at some point, you just said it out loud." But others were far less forgiving. "Some lines shouldn't be crossed," one commenter wrote. "You don't bring an innocent child into your heartbreak." Within hours, the hashtags #Yağmur Yüksel, #Gulam Bactas, and #Yağmur Confession began trending nationwide. Morning talk shows and celebrity panels analyzed every word, every gesture. Psychologists and media analysts joined the discussion, trying to decode whether this was an emotional breakdown or a calculated attempt to gain attention. Silence from Gulam Bactas. While the country debated, Gulam Bactas, the other woman in this triangle, remained completely silent. Not a single public statement. No social media post. No reaction at all. Friends close to her say she's focusing entirely on her newborn and her family, refusing to engage with the chaos outside. Gulam's only priority is her son, one friend told reporters. She wants peace and stability. She doesn't want her family turned into a spectacle. Her silence, though admirable, only deepened the intrigue. Some saw it as a sign of dignity. Others interpreted it as quiet defiance. Whatever her motive, the absence of her voice kept the story alive, and the speculation endless. Baris Bakas caught in the middle. As for Baris Bakas, he's chosen to stay away from cameras completely. No official interviews, no press comments. But sources close to him say that he's been trying to handle the situation privately. Baris doesn't want this to become uglier, a journalist familiar with his circle reported. He's spoken to both sides, to Yağmur out of concern, and to Gulam to reassure her. His goal is to protect his child above everything else. That discretion, however, hasn't stopped rumors from spreading. Some tabloids claim he's torn between guilt and responsibility, others say he's furious that the story has resurfaced at such a sensitive time in his life. Whatever the truth, it's clear that the situation has reopened emotional wounds for everyone involved. Experts weigh in. In the midst of the media storm, family therapists and psychologists have tried to offer perspective. Dr. Eileen Korkmaz, a well-known relationship counselor, told a local paper. Yağmur's words should not be taken literally. When someone experiences unresolved grief, they may express their pain in symbolic ways. It's not the baby she wanted, it's what that baby represented to her: love, loss, and closure. This analysis helped shift public perception. Slowly, some began to view Yağmur's confession not as an act of insanity, but as a moment of profound vulnerability, a window into the emotional toll of heartbreak. Fame and fragility. Yağmur Yüksel's story has become more than just another celebrity scandal. It's turned into a reflection of how fragile even the strongest people can be beneath the weight of fame. For years, she was seen as confident, radiant, and untouchable. Now, through tears and trembling words, she has shown the world her humanity. Her confession forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. How much of our pain should we reveal to the public? Where do we draw the line between honesty and exposure? And when does empathy turn into judgment? Beyond the headlines. Weeks have passed since that unforgettable interview, yet the echoes of Yağmur's confession still linger. She has since released a calmer statement, explaining her intention once more. It wasn't madness. It was grief speaking through me. I've learned that even in pain, we can choose to be honest. Those words have softened many hearts. The narrative has shifted from scandal to empathy, from accusation to understanding. Meanwhile, Gulam continues to protect her privacy, and Baris remains focused on his family. But one truth remains undeniable: this story has opened a national conversation about love, loss, and emotional honesty in the public eye. And maybe, just maybe, it has reminded us that even stars, those who shine the brightest, sometimes break under the same weight we all carry. Thank you so much for watching this video. What do you think? Was Yağmur's confession an act of courage or a moment that crossed a line? Leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more stories like this, and click join if you'd like to support Turkish Spotlight Secrets. See you in the next one, take care, and goodbye.